What if I told you that for less than the price of a brand new midsize car, you could own your own home? No landlord, number 30-year mortgage, no HOA breathing down your neck, just you, your own four walls, your own rules, and the most jaw-dropping, cozy, rustic modern aesthetic you've ever seen in your life. Welcome to the Rustic Modern Retreat. 3 meters wide, 7 meters long, 21 square meters of pure, intentional living. And today, I'm breaking down every single dollar it costs to build one yourself in 2026. But here's the thing, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give you the real numbers. The good, the bad, and the why didn't anyone tell me about this expense moments. Because too many people go into a tiny house building thinking it's going to cost $15,000 and end up $40,000 deep wondering what happened. Not on my watch. If you're serious about building your own tiny home, do yourself a favor. Smash that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and stick with me to the very end of this video. Because I'm saving the single biggest money-saving secret of this entire build for the last section. And trust me, it alone could save you anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000. So don't skip ahead. Let's go. Before we talk dollars, let's talk vision, because the aesthetic of this build is half the reason it's so exciting. The Rustic Modern Retreat is a 3 by 7 meter rectangular tiny house that's roughly 10 feet wide by 23 feet long, giving us 21 square meters, or about 226 square feet of living space. Now before you say, that sounds tiny. Yes, that's the whole point. But smart design makes 21 square meters feel incredibly livable. The design philosophy blends two worlds, the warmth and soul of rustic design. Think raw wood, exposed beams, natural textures, stone accents, with the clean lines and functional minimalism of modern architecture. Black steel window frames, a metal roof, reclaimed wood paneling, open shelving instead of heavy upper cabinets. It's warm, it's cool. It's the kind of place people see on Instagram and immediately go, where is that? The layout, from front to back, goes a compact but fully functional kitchen and dining nook, a bathroom with a wet room-style shower, a living area that converts to a sleeping zone, and a small loft for extra storage or a sleeping area for guests. Every inch counts. Every inch has a purpose. Now, let's talk about what it actually costs to bring this to life. All right, the number you came for. According to 2026 pricing data, a DIY tiny house built using purchased materials, where you do most of the labor, will typically run between $20,000 and $50,000 in total materials cost. Now, our Rustic Modern Retreat, because of its aesthetic choices, the natural wood finishes, metal roof, larger windows, sits in the $25,000 to $38,000 range for a competent DIYer who does most of the work themselves. Compare that to a professionally built tiny house, which in 2026 runs $50,000 to $150,000 or more. Or a prefab kit home, landing around $30,000 to $80,000. The DIY route is clearly the path to the biggest savings, but it demands your time, your sweat, and some real skills. Now I'm going to break this down category by category, so you know exactly where every dollar is going. And I want you to write these down or screenshot the screen, because this is your actual blueprint. The very first decision you have to make is this home going on wheels? Or is it going on land? Option A, trailer, tiny house on wheels. A quality tiny house trailer for a 3 by 7 build will run you $4,500 to $7,500 in 2026. And before you think about buying used, experts strongly caution against it unless you're experienced with metalwork. Hidden rust, weak axles, old tires. A cheap used trailer can cost you more in fixes than just buying new. Option B, foundation, stationary build. A concrete slab for our footprint, 21 square meters, costs roughly $6 to $14 per square foot, which puts us at approximately $1,400 to $3,300 for the slab alone. Add site prep, grading, and permits, and you're looking at $3,000 to $6,500 total for a foundation setup. For the Rustic Modern Retreat, we're recommending the foundation route. It's more stable, often cheaper for this size, and gives you that grounded, rooted to the earth feel that matches the aesthetic perfectly. Budget line, $3,000 to $6,500. The shell is the skeleton, your walls, your roof structure, your subfloor. This is one of the biggest budget items, and it's one place you absolutely do not cut corners. For our 3x7M build, framing materials, lumber, OSB sheathing for walls and roof, hardware, connectors, will run approximately $4,500 to $8,000, depending on your local lumber market. Lumber prices have been volatile, so always get a current quote from your local supplier before locking your budget. Labor for framing, if you hire it out, adds another $4,000 to $10,000. But if you're a capable DIYer with help from a few friends on weekends, you can absorb most of that yourself. Pro tip: plan your stud layout carefully around your window and door openings before you buy lumber. Waste is your enemy. Budget line, materials only $4,500 to $8,000. For the Rustic Modern retreat, we're going with a metal roof, specifically a standing seam or corrugated metal option. It's durable, it's low maintenance, it looks incredible against raw wood siding. And for a tiny house especially, it's the best long-term investment you can make on your roof. Roofing materials for our footprint. Remember, we have a 21 square meter floor, so our roof is roughly similar. Will cost $1,500 to $3,500 for metal roofing material. Professional installation adds $2,000 to $6,000 in labor. If you're doing a DIY, the trickiest parts are the edge details, drip edges, and any skylights. So seriously consider bringing in a roofer just for those finishing details, even if you do the main run yourself. Budget line, $1,500 to $3,500 materials. The most Instagram-worthy line item. For the Rustic Modern retreat aesthetic, we want black framed windows, large, dramatic, letting in natural light, and framing those outdoor views like living art. We're also talking about a solid wood or steel entry door with character. Real talk, windows and doors are one of the areas where people overspend chasing aesthetics and underspend on quality, both of which are mistakes. For our 3x7 build, budget for approximately 3 to 5 windows of varying sizes, plus one main entry door. Quality window packages for this size run $3,000 to $7,000. A solid entry door, $400 to $1,200. You can find reclaimed or overstock windows at salvage yards for a fraction of retail, and this is one of the best places to save money without sacrificing quality. Budget line, $3,500 to $8,000. Plumbing for a tiny house is thankfully simpler than a full-sized home, but don't underestimate it. Our build includes a kitchen sink, a bathroom wet room with a shower, and a toilet. For the Rustic Modern retreat, we're recommending a tankless water heater. It saves space, saves energy, and fits the modern design philosophy. Total plumbing costs, including all materials, pipes, fittings, fixtures, tankless heater, land between $1,500 and $4,000 DIY, or $3,000 to $7,000 if you bring in a licensed plumber for the full job. Important note: in many places, you're legally required to have licensed plumbers do at least the final connections and inspections. Budget for at least a partial pro engagement here. Budget line, $2,000 to $5,500. Wiring your tiny house. Exciting to think about, intimidating to execute. For a 3x7 build, you're looking at a relatively straightforward electrical system, a main panel, lighting circuits, outlet circuits, and connections for your appliances and HVAC. Materials alone, wiring, outlets, switches, breaker panel, fixtures, run $1,000 to $3,000 for a basic but solid system. Labor from a licensed electrician for the full job, $2,000 to $6,000. The smart strategy used by experienced tiny house builders: do your rough-in work yourself, then have a licensed electrician do the panel connection and final inspection. This hybrid approach can cut your electrical cost significantly. Budget line, $1,500 to $4,500. Here's something people always underestimate: tiny homes heat and cool fast. Without great insulation, you'll be fighting your climate year-round. For the Rustic Modern retreat, we recommend spray foam insulation in the walls and roof. Yes, it costs more than fiberglass bats, but in a tiny house it's worth every dollar for airtightness and moisture control. Budget $1,200 to $3,000 for insulation materials. 4 heating and cooling. A mini-split system is the perfect choice. Efficient, compact, heats and cools, fits our modern aesthetic. A quality mini-split with installation runs $1,500 to $3,500. Budget line, $2,700 to $6,500. This is where the rustic modern magic happens, and where you can either blow your budget or shine with creativity. Interior finishes include flooring, wall treatments, kitchen cabinetry and countertops, bathroom tile and fixtures, lighting, and all the hardware details that give a space its soul. For our aesthetic, we're talking wide plankwood flooring or concrete look LVP, shiplap or reclaimed wood accent walls, open floating shelves instead of upper cabinets, a concrete or butcher block countertop, black matte fixtures throughout, and warm Edison-style lighting. Here's the good news. This is the category where creative salvage shopping, reclaimed materials, and DIY skill pay off the most. Interior finishes for a 3x7 build can range from $4,000, budget-conscious, to $12,000, premium, depending on your material choices. Mid-range for the rustic modern look we're after, around $6,000 to $9,000. Budget line, $4,000 to $12,000. Do not forget this category. I'm looking at you. The people who forget permits are the people who end up paying double later. Building permits for a tiny house vary wildly by location, anywhere from $500 to $3,000 plus, depending on your municipality. You may also need separate permits for electrical and plumbing work. Architectural or structural plans, required in most places, can run $500 to $2,500. Inspection fees are additional. Budget a blanket $1,500 to $4,000 for permits, plans, and inspections. And contact your local building department before you start any work. Some areas have specific ADU or tiny home regulations that will affect your design. Budget line, $1,500 to $4,000. All right, friends. Here is your 2026 Rustic Modern Retreat Cost Summary. DIY build, 3 by 7 meters. Category, budget range, foundation/base, $3,000 to $6,500. Framing and shell, for $1,500 to $8,000. Roofing, $1,500 to $3,500. Windows and doors, $3,500 to $8,000. Plumbing, $2,000 to $5,500. Electrical, $1,500 to $4,500. Insulation and HVAC, $2,700 to $6,500. Interior finishes, $4,000 to $12,000. Permits and plans, $1,500 to $4,000. Total, $24,200 to $58,500. The sweet spot for a well-built, beautiful DIY rustic modern retreat. Doing most of the labor yourself, making smart material choices, shopping reclaimed where possible, is right around $28,000 to $38,000. That's a home. That's yours. That's financial freedom. Now, I promised you a money-saving secret. Here it comes. All right, this is the section I told you to stay for, and I hope you see why. These strategies can realistically cut $5,000 to $12,000 off your total build cost without sacrificing quality, function, or aesthetics. Secret number 1. Reclaimed materials are your best friend. Salvage yards, architectural salvage shops, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Habitat for Humanity restores. These are treasure troves. Reclaimed wood for your accent walls and floating shelves. You might pay 20 to 30 cents on the dollar versus retail. Vintage doors with characters you couldn't buy new, $100. Windows from a demolished building that are perfectly good, a fraction of retail. For our rustic modern aesthetic specifically, reclaimed materials don't just save money. They add the authentic soul that you literally cannot buy at Home Depot. Realistic savings, $2,000 to $5,000 compared to buying everything new. Secret number 2, the hybrid labor strategy. Don't try to DIY everything, and don't hire out everything. Be strategic. Handle all the work that requires skill but not a license. Framing, insulation, interior finishes, flooring, painting, cabinetry installation. Hire licensed pros only for what legally requires them. Final electrical connections, structural engineering sign-off, and plumbing final connections. Electricians and plumbers charge $75 to $150 per hour, so minimizing their scope to just the essential licensed work while doing the prep yourself can save $3,000 to $6,000 in labor. Secret number 3. Design for standard dimensions from the start. This one is counterintuitive, but huge. Design your layout to work with standard lumber lengths, standard door sizes, and standard window sizes from the start. Every custom cut is wasted material. Every non-standard window size is a premium. A 3 by 7 meter footprint already works beautifully with standard 8-foot stud walls and standard materials. Lean into it. Smart planning here saves $500 to $2,000 in material waste alone. Secret number 4. Keep the roof lines simple. Complex roof lines, multiple gables, dormers, steep pitches, are expensive to build and expensive to roof. For the rustic modern retreat, a simple shed roof, single slope, or a clean gable roof is not only cheaper, it actually looks more modern and intentional. Keep it simple. Save money. Look better. Win. Secret number 5. Shop the OFF season. Believe it or not, building material prices fluctuate throughout the year. Lumber and other materials often see price dips in late fall and winter when construction activity slows. If your build timeline allows, timing your material purchases for November through February can yield meaningful savings, sometimes 10 to 15% on major material categories. I would be doing you a serious disservice if I didn't talk about the hidden costs. Industry experts say hidden costs add 15 to 25% on top of your planned budget for most builds. Here's what catches people off guard. Site preparation. Even on a simple plot, you may need grading, clearing, or access work. Budget $500 to $3,000 depending on your site. Utility hookups, connecting to city water, sewer, and electric at the road can cost $5,000 to $15,000 depending on your distance from existing infrastructure. Off-grid solar and water solutions run $10,000 to $30,000 but eliminate ongoing utility bills. Tools and equipment. If you don't already own a solid set of construction tools, circular saw, drill, level, nail gun, etc., budget $500 to $2,000 for tools. Rent what you'll only use once, like scaffolding. Cost overruns and mistakes. Even experienced builders budget a 15 to 20% contingency. For a $30,000 build, that's $4,500 to $6,000 sitting in reserve for when, not if, something unexpected comes up. A cracked window during delivery. A plumbing fitting that doesn't work the way you expected. Material price